we do screen all the children in our setting with WellComm. We allow them 6 weeks to settle into nursery before we start screening. If a child scores green, then we won't rescreen them again for a year. However, if a child scores amber or red, we will rescreen them in 3 months. And during those 3 months, we will work with the child on activities from the Big Book of Ideas, both at nursery and at home.
We screen all the children from within the first month of them starting school, so we've got a really good understanding of where they are developmentally and understanding, and that helps us to plan how we need to help them and support them in class.
And we've noticed that the EAL children sometimes screen very low on WellComm, significantly behind age-related expectations, but then when we rescreen them 3 or 6 months later, they've made considerable progress, really rapid progress, which is great.
We encourage our schools and settings to use the WellComm approach with all children in the early years. For children who are learning English as an additional language, we explain that the WellComm approach is still appropriate for this group of children, but that it's really, really important for practitioners to make sure that they have a really good understanding of the child's overall language profile. So making sure that they understand how the child's language skills are developing in their home language, but also how their skills are developing in acquiring English as well.
We prefer to rely on conversations with parents so that we're talking to them about what their child's language is like at home, in their home language, and then how the parents perceive that to be the same or different to their language when they're speaking English.
We don't always screen the child at their chronological age. Sometimes we start at a lower age so the child isn't disengaged. If the child scores green at this lower level, we'd move up the level. If they scored amber and red, we'd move down a level. We also are aware that children with English as an additional language might be silent for a period of up to 6 months. So what we would do here is we would delay the screening, and during those 6 months, we built up a strong relationship with the child so that they felt confident at nursery.
We follow the children's interests a lot, so that it's always that they're quite often talking about a topic that they're really interested in, and that helps them to show their best English, their best language.
We can use assessment forms such as the ECAT tracker and the LCAM checklist, all of which complement WellComm. The LCAM checklist will identify the child's attention levels.
It's really, really important that we have a good understanding of a child's language skills in their home language or their strongest language. We can use the WellComm toolkit in English, the WellComm screen in English, to gather information about how the child's English skills are developing.
During settling in visits, we will chat to the parent. We'll find out what level of language the child's using at home and any concerns that they may have. We have practitioners who are bilingual and multilingual, so they can help the children in developing words.
We encourage early years practitioners to work very, very closely with parents and carers to support their child with their language development at home. The strongest message that we share is that it's really, really important to encourage families to continue to speak their home language.
We sometimes send home the details of the activities that we've done. If we've done a WellComm intervention and we're working on a specific aspect of language, we'd send details of that home so that parents could play a similar game with the children. We have workshops that parents are invited to, all parents are invited to, but the EAL parents are often very interested in those. We have really good take-up of those.
We had a little girl whose home language was Vietnamese, and for several months when she first joined us, she went through a silent period. She involved herself in all the activities in the nursery, and we played lots of language-rich activities with her. At snack time one day, she was sat at the table with the other children enjoying snack, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, came this little voice that went, "More, please." From that day on, she started using words on a regular basis, and by the time she left for school, she was one of our most prolific speaking children.